Champs, Gary, no freaking. You can't do any of that if if your mind is back at the other end. If your mind is over with the ref, if your mind is on Coach Beilein, why is he picking on me? You can't do that. They don't carry baggage. They move on to the next play. They embrace road battles. These are the ones you remember. These are the ones I love to remember. Let's remember this day. Let's go.
As one of just 2 teams left in the country undefeated, Michigan carries that bullseye on its back here to Madison to take on the Badgers.
Poole lobs inside. Teske with a tough catch and a lay-in. Gorgeous dropping of a dime there from Jordan Poole to Reavers. Right back in. Punched loose by Teske. Picked up by Simpson. Coast to coast. Plays it up. Yes, it dropped through. 19-16. Michigan leads it with under 5 minutes to go in the half. Tosses to half right mid-post. A double team comes to a lead Ford. Wants the 3. Nails the 3. A lean Ford gives Wisconsin a 2-point lead. Poole spinning in the paint, scooping. Yes, and he's fouled. They're going to count it, and he's going to the line. And Jordan Poole has been everything for Michigan in this opening half. Right side for half. Charges in on Teske, leans in, blocked by Teske, grabbed by Matthews. Here comes Michigan left to right. Simpson, right corner 3, book it. Xavier Simpson pushes Michigan in front, 27-25.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Getting it out, getting it running, getting it in transition.
Simpson, right wing, hook pass. Teske eyes the 3, and it dropped through, hit off the heel, and fell down. Just the second 3 of the day for Michigan. Slithers into the long right baseline and missed the leaner. Grabbed by Livers to Poole up ahead for Teske. Nice catch and finish.
And that's what you call rim running by a big man.
Backs his way in. A double team comes. Shovels it inside. Ford laid it up and in, and he drew a foul. A bounce pass finds Half. Half left mid-post. Outside, Kobe King strokes a 3 and nails it. Kobe King's second triple of the day. And Wisconsin leads by 4. Oh, off the inbound pass. A nice lob. Trice to Half for the over-the-rim lay-in. And the Wisconsin Badgers have their largest lead of the day. Simpson a drive. Hangs and knocks it down off the window. 52-48. Back to Teske. He'll take the 3. That's good. Michigan pulls to within 3. 54-51. Wisconsin almost walked with it. Gets it past the timeline. And Brazdeikis fouled Ethan Lowe away from the ball. Oh, an intentional foul. Driving on Livers. Hop stepping, leading, shoveling inside. Half had it blocked. His putback is good, though. Ethan Half's been the best player on the floor. Simpson had his 3-pointer blocked by Reavers. They play it up ahead, and Reavers jams it down. And Wisconsin hands Michigan their first loss.
This is tough to take, no matter where or when you lose. What was the feeling in the locker room from your team?
I mean, like you said, it's the first one of the season. We haven't experienced it this year, but we'll grow. I mean, guys, we weren't hanging our heads down. It's Big Ten. It's a great conference. They're a good team. We just got to get back in the lab and learn.
Like Coach B said, it was like 49 weeks, but we're all good dudes, all great personalities. We're gonna bounce back, no doubt. Short memory. We're gonna forget about this game probably tomorrow, after film.
I mean, we're gonna bounce back, and we're gonna get back to the drawing board tomorrow. I mean, we had some silly turnovers. I think we had 14, 15, and I mean that's uncharacteristic of us. And we're gonna get back from this. We're gonna learn from this, and we'll definitely bounce back.
You guys are such a disciplined, and you take good care of the basketball. What was the trouble in turning it over tonight?
I don't think there was any trouble. I always think it's just guys out there trying to make great plays for our team because we were either down 1 or up 1. We were just trying to make great plays to get ahead, and it's just sometimes the ball doesn't go your way, that's all.
Down the stretch, we didn't execute as well as we wanted to. Last 4 or 5 minutes, they went on a little run there, and we gotta withstand that run and answer back.
A little bittersweet for you, especially because you come home and you had a lot of folks in the stands. You played really well, but you didn't get the win.
Yeah, it's definitely tough. This is one of the games that you really want to win. But it happens. We get a chance to see him in a couple of weeks, and we'll definitely be able to try to come on top with that win.
What was the biggest challenge today for you, Coach?
Well, I think when it was a tight game, Matt, I think the biggest lead might have been at the end, or maybe 4 or 6, was just us when the pressure was on at the end on a home court, really making really solid decisions, solid plays with the ball. Now we had 14 turnovers against a team that doesn't turn the ball over. I mean, just really some things that are not typical of us, and it's basically one of the big reasons why we did not get the win.
Strong game from Jon Teske, Xavier Simpson, Jordan Poole, especially in the first half.
Yep.
What was the biggest challenge for Brazdeikis and Matthews today against that hardcore Wisconsin defense?
There's somewhere in between right now where, Iggy came out and took a couple looks and didn't go in. We can't get Charles to shoot the ball. We can't get him to shoot the ball, so he drives into traffic, gets himself in trouble, and he's so much better than this. I watch him every day in practice, and we can't get him to trust his jump shot, so everybody just plays him to drive, and if they just play him to drive, it's hard to score.
Well, I thought you did a really nice job defensively on Ethan Happ early on, and then he seemed to find a little bit of a groove. What was the biggest difficulty with the preseason All-American?
Well, what the big thing is, he'll be a postseason All-American, by the way. The biggest thing is that we did work a lot on doubling him, but last year you could do that because they'd have maybe 2 non-shooters on the court. They usually had 4 shooters on the court, and they were getting 3. So we want to take away the 3s, and they still got a few. So it's a difficult guy to play. I thought overall we did a terrific job on him, except when we doubled him. That didn't work as well.
All right. Lastly, what was the mood in the locker room when you're talking to your guys? They haven't experienced a loss in a long time. You're not going to go undefeated during a regular season either.
Well, we wanted to dream big, and that was not the goal to go undefeated, but the goal is to win every game, right? And so it did not happen. We're really disappointed. The coaches are disappointed because I did not, in those last couple of timeouts, our execution wasn't good. And we just weren't as good as we normally were in those situations, and we learned from it. So the biggest thing now, the video tomorrow, the coaches we got to teach it well. We got to do a great job of helping them grow from this. And then the players got to be ready to accept, hey, listen, I'm better than this. I can do much better than this, and I will.
Coach, thanks as always.
All right, thank you.
The week started out right for Michigan by rolling Northwestern at Chrysler Center. How were they able to do something no team in the past 11 games was able to do? We'll answer that when we return. Inside Michigan Basketball is brought to you in part by Gardner White. You'll overpay anywhere else. And by Buick GMC. Visit your Metro Detroit Buick GMC dealer for exceptional offers all month long.
The halfway point of the season right now. If you believe that's 16, 15 to go. Right? 16, 15 to go. So now it's going to start talking about this is when you get into this thing, you start talking about, all right, we're going after a Big Ten championship. It's the biggest thing that you can get. National championships are great, and we can get there. Something get in the way. Big Ten championship, you can control. You can control. It's not based on one game, right? One and out game. It's based on longevity. If you're going to go after this thing, then you got to get serious about trying to play perfect games and settling for excellence.
Accepting the challenges in life and not looking too far ahead of your next opponent. They look to make it 17-0, a program record here tonight against Northwestern. Michigan left to right, leading 8-0. They're 4 of 6 from the floor. Simpson weaves his way, penetrates, hook shot off the glass and through. Timeout, Chris Collins. Poole, a shoulder shake, spins away from pressure. Pocket pass for Teske, he stuffed it through.
Man, how about that?
Gorgeous. Simply gorgeous. Miller Kopp on a drive and a layoff for Hardin, his second stuff of the night. And Northwestern, quite honestly, is playing pretty good basketball early on. 10-point Michigan lead. Teske answers with a 3. Knocked it through. Jon Teske doesn't have that many. That's just his 6th. A jab step, now a dribble drive. Tosses back outside. Teske wants another 3. Another make! Better be careful. 43-28 Michigan. Brooks tosses back to Teske. Wants another 3. Why not? Come on!
I was able to knock down a couple, and I mean, they weren't stacking off me, but I was just open. And I was fortunate enough for me, I was able to knock it down. And I know that my teammates had trusted me to knock those shots out.
Tied a career high. Matthews with a steal and a jam. They're running him out of Chrysler Center. It's a 20-point bulge. Rear headed knocked away. Simpson at center court. He'll take it in and scoop it through. 50 first half points for the Wolverines. Matthews waits for a screen from Davis, gets it, blows by, jams it down left baseline, and draws the foul. And he can get up, can he?
Yeah, he gets up in a hurry, and nothing but bad intentions on that. I guarantee you that.
Sprints into the front court, hits Poole, left baseline, back to Simpson, wants the three, got the three!
Tell you what, that's just unselfish basketball. I mean, you look at Jordan Poole, who only has 5 points tonight. Is he concerned about his shots on one of 4 shooting? He's trying to set his teammates up, and that's what makes this team complete.
3 triples tonight for Xavier Simpson. His career high is 4 in a game. Still has it on the right wing. Step back 15-footer. Got it. Career best 18 from Xavier Simpson. Points for a screen. Gets it from Teske. No looks it to Simpson. Left corner 3. Bang.
I think it all goes back to Coach Beilein, with him having us come in the first day as freshmen, catching the ball with seams, make sure it has good spin, flick on the wrist. There's all the small things that may be immature to people nowadays. It's times like this when John and I shoot the ball great and it pays off. So at the end of the day, we want to keep working on, keep staying locked in with our shot, and hopefully it can be contagious to other guys.
Now the left-handed dribble takes it to the right side. Step back 3 on the way. Bring it up.
I'm speechless. I tell you what, this young man is, he's a winner. There's no doubt about it.
The Wolverines have set a program record, 17-0. Another double-digit blowout for Michigan, 80-60 the final.
How enjoyable is that when you score 80 and you get a lot of balance from your team offensively?
Yeah, you know what's really enjoyable, Matt, is I watch a guy like Xavier, and I watch John, who practice so hard and are trying their best. And they sat the bench as freshmen. Their sophomore year, they started to feel a little bit. Now they're juniors, and there's this sense of achievement that I see in their face, that all this hard work does pay off. Despite all the coach speak or what everybody hears, it does pay off, and that fulfillment is what makes me happy.
Those two guys both told me that you're constantly encouraging them to shoot more. How do you know when to tell a guy to keep shooting, even if he might be struggling, compared to encouraging them and telling them to peel back a little bit?
Well, I think that you have to see it in practice a little bit. That's a big thing when we can see that. But I think that when I watch them shoot in practice, it's the increase in volume and the increase in success. It's incremental, and they don't maybe notice it. But I'm always watching, but I'm always watching how the ball comes off their hands. We do a lot of, we videotape the guys. We show them shoot. We teach shooting, and to watch them grow in that area, and then don't blink. If we watch the Duncan Robinsons and the Nick Stauskas, they had bad days too, right? And so when you have a bad day, hey, so that's the way it's going to happen. Klay Thompson just had a terrible run, right?
Right.
And it all of a sudden you just got to keep. It happens. It's not the end of the world, but you can't stop believing in yourself.
Can you sense their confidence rising?
I think I can sense them losing frustration when they make a couple. It's like this relief.
Yeah.
And for especially with Xavier, the way they played him last time.
Yeah.
We took Eli out. Eli took a shot. We won the game by 2. We don't do that. Maybe we don't win. But he's a winner. And he's going to take challenges personally.
Yeah.
You're challenging him by saying, you can't shoot, I'm going to play off you. He takes it personally.
Yeah.
And he's the guy you want, in an alley behind you. He's the guy you want when things are tough.
Yeah.
And John's growing in that area as well.
Yeah, I think Xavier was 95-14 in high school, so that tells you about how good and a winner he truly is. We talk a lot about the balance of your team, right? But I think we forget about the balance you have defensively. And Jon Teske, more than one block in 6 straight games now. He's blocked at least one shot in every single game. And Xavier Simpson continues to hound, and so does Charles Matthews. What's the importance of that while we get caught up in offensive numbers?
Well, I think it was indicative today. Charles Matthews was not having a great offensive day. But Taylor, when he was on him, was having a frustration. That was, with Law out, that was going to be their go-to guy. He did get a 3 off later on, but Charles is going to take that challenge. And so I'd say, all right, I could take him out for the turnovers, right? But all of a sudden, somebody's going to get open at the other end. So as our young guys are developing right here, we're trying to get them better in that. You got to sort of we say this to him, we're not going to let perfection get in the way of good, right? So Charles wasn't perfect on offense, but he's really good on defense. So let's not substitute that right now. Let's just keep him guarding Taylor.
Coach, you had 11 threes against one of the best three-point defensive teams in the country. They only allowed 72 going into the game. That's the third fewest in the country. How were you able to get those looks and make those?
Well, we had to change a little bit. First, that we didn't do anything with Xavier Simpson. They challenged him. But then with John, we put some things, because they're really good in the ball screen. Pardon's really good. Let's just pop John. We're going to pop him more. We're going to pop him just like we did Mo Wagner. He's not in Mo's category of shooting, but he can shoot now, as he showed today. And he needed that volume day. He needed I think he made 2 and 1 against Purdue earlier in the year. We need to have that, and we got to live with it. We just got to live with the results. That some days he's going to go, 0 for 2 or 0 for 3, right? But some days he's going to have like a first half like he had today, where that was Sunday night playing Northwestern at home. The place was loud. They love Jon Teske. Now everybody loves the big fella, Matt, and they love Jon Teske.
Coming up, our Alro Steel Ironman of the Week. And don't kid yourself, he's flexing just like Coach Haynes. What's up with the pregame routine from Michigan's assistant coach? That a little bit later in the show.
Our Alro Steel Ironman of the Week is junior captain Xavier Simpson, coming off a career-best 24-point performance against Northwestern. He followed that up with his second double-double of his career, second double-double of the season, by scoring 11 points, posting 10 rebounds, and also adding 6 assists in the loss to Wisconsin. Xavier Simpson, our Alro Steel Ironman of the Week.
Time for this week's DTE Performance of the Week.
Reavers on a drive, stolen by Teske. Ripped it right out of his hands. Here comes Michigan right to left. Simpson up ahead. Livers takes it inside. Stuffs it through. Boy, he can flex after that one. That was a muscular and thunderous thud that gave Michigan a 43-40 lead.
Welcome back to Inside Michigan Basketball. The women were in Iowa Thursday night, but couldn't keep up with the 22nd-ranked Hawkeyes. Reigning Big Ten Player of the Week, Hallie Thome had another solid effort for the Maize and Blue, with 15 points, 6 rebounds, and a career-high 6 assists. Naz Hillman led the Wolverines with 16 points off the bench, but Michigan couldn't stop the country's leading scorer, Megan Gustafson, as she finished with 21 points and 16 boards, as Iowa broke open a tight game with a 22-9 run in the third to send Michigan to their second straight loss. 75-61, the final from Iowa City. The loss drops the Wolverines to 2-4 on the season, with all of those defeats coming away from Chrysler Center. We'll have highlights of Michigan's home matchup against Ohio State and road game against Indiana on next week's show. For Inside Michigan Basketball, I'm Anthony Toledano.
Inside Michigan Basketball is brought to you in part by Buick GMC. Visit your Metro Detroit Buick GMC dealer for exceptional offers. Michigan's leaders and best are brought to you by Gardner White Furniture. Here's Ed Kongursky.
Minutes before each Michigan contest, assistant coach DeAndre Haynes hits the deck prior to his pregame words of wisdom. He says the ritual started as incentive at practice if players reach certain milestones during shooting drills.
If they get the goal, then the coaches got to do push-ups.
Haynes took the concept a step further and started knocking them out before games as a sort of payment before performance. The players eat it up.
When I do my push-ups every game, sometimes I do 10 to 20. It's just a confidence thing. Like, I'm already dropping down now as a coach because I know you're going to go out there and get these shots. It's just like last game, I told X, you're going to 3 threes. And he told me, Coach, I got 5 for you. And he actually hit 5. So that's just me doing my push-ups, having confidence in our players that, I'm going to go ahead and knock these out for you real quick because today's going to be a great day for you making some threes.
DeAndre retired from pro ball about 7 years ago, but he keeps himself fit enough to be asked about his full push-up potential.
I could probably bang out 100 push-ups. I tested myself. I did like 20 one time, and then I did some claps in the air, just to bring a different style to it. But, I like to work out, so I always prepare myself for it. And, this weekend I might bang out 50. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But I love to bring that flavor and that energy to our team.
Haynes and all the assistants bring tremendous energy on a daily basis, and it shows in the results so far this season. For Inside Michigan Basketball, I'm Ed Kongursky.
It's been a fun week for Michigan basketball. They expect it to continue with a home game and a road game next week. First, a very athletic Minnesota comes to town to take on the Wolverines at Chrysler Center, and then it's a rematch against the Hoosiers of Indiana in Bloomington. Never an easy place to play, Assembly Hall. For all the reaction, all the highlights, and more, keep it tuned right here to Inside Michigan Basketball. We hope you can join us next week. Until then, have a great week, everybody, and go Blue.